Alright guys, this would be part 4 of the 4-part series. This is the last piece, it's the barrel. Um, and for this one, you get enough, they say, to do a 30-inch barrel. I laid this one out and I'm going to have some excess for sure, because this is only a 26-inch barrel. So I'm going to leave it as it is. I'm not going to cut it right yet, just so I don't mess up like I did in part 3 on the fore end, where you saw me go on the sides over there. But fixing to get started on this. It's clean. I took the choke out, um, wiped it down. Everything's ready to go. The reason I took the choke out is when I go to uh, put it back on the way I cut it, I actually lip it back in to where when you put your choke in, it actually kind of seals it at the top. And you'll see that later on in the video, but we're fixing to get started on this one. So here we go. All right, there's my pieces. And you'll see there how much excess I'm gonna have a pretty good amount of excess, probably, I don't know, maybe 2.5 inches or so. Pull that little piece off. All right, now on a smooth barrel like this one, because you got the taper and all that, I just start on the bottom of these. I start on the top of these and I wrap them to the bottom. On a vent rib barrel, you're going to do the opposite. You're going to start on the bottom and wrap around to the top, because what I found using this stuff is when you start to go, you can go to the vent rib, but you can't go over the vent rib. There's not enough material to go over a vent rib. So like on my other shotguns that have it, most of the time I have enough to where when I go down the side on the vent rib, you kind of have to fold it up on the side, and I'll run my razor knife down, and actually it usually gives me a piece that's perfect to run on top of the vent rib, and that's usually what I do. But we're going to go ahead and start on this one. Like I said, we're going to start on the top and then work our way around. Get that out of the way. Alright, I'm going to see if we can't set this up just like that. Maybe it'll stay for me. Alright, I'm going to lay it so I got enough for when I cut, I don't go on the side of my, just like that. Because I have that mount that I got to account for too. And all I'm going to do on this end is I'm going to take it and actually just stick it to the front bead side. That'll give me, the release of that air when I start to push this down. I need to even that back up. There we go, just like that. Alright, and now I'm going to start going down the barrel. Now you can go up, of course, and get the bubbles or wrinkles out. But I just like to go down the whole top of the barrel just to go ahead and get it stuck. Go ahead and ramp it up on the front side ramp there, all the way up just like that. And I'm going to leave it just like that, and then I'm going to start on one side. Actually, what I got to do first is I have to accommodate this rail here. So I'm going to cut just real slowly, and right there I need to change my blade for my razor knife, and it just worked out. It's my very last one. So far on this gun I have went through 8, I believe. For every piece that you wrap, I would say 1 blade for every piece. So that's a minimum of 4, and I just like for my knife to stay sharp, so that's why I do more. Okay, we're gonna go right down this edge right here and cut that. over that, just like that. I'm just gonna tack that one end on right there for right now. And now that I've got this, I'm gonna go ahead and tack that piece down right there, just like that. I'm gonna cut this little edge right here so I don't have that resistance right there. And this side's pretty good. I'm gonna end up trimming that off anyway, so it'll all work out in the end. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go ahead and start on this side since there's more excess on this side. Go ahead and if it pushes down on it and, you know, sticks it to the barrel, like I said, you can pull it up and put it back down. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working this all the way around, getting out all the wrinkles, basically just like you do everything else. You're working to get the wrinkles out. I'll drop my razor knife, so I gotta get that. Just going around. And I can tell already that I'm gonna have to use heat back here where it starts to taper up for the chamber. Alright, that looks really good right there. Alright, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a couple of wrinkles right here where the where it starts to go up for the front ramp, for the front sight. Alright. So what I think I'm going to do there is I'm going to go ahead and wrap this side now that I've got that side started really good. And go ahead and work all my wrinkles out of this side. Just like that. Start working it around. Because you're working with so much material at one time, this is where you really, or this is where, this is where I really try to, you know, take my time and make sure I don't get any wrinkles, because they just kind of, on the barrel that they really stick out, whereas in, you know, on the receiver and the smaller pieces, you don't really see them if you get any on them as bad. Alrighty, now I've come all the way down to the end. Flip it back over. Alright, that's what I wanted to look at, was that end right there. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go ahead and go to the end of my barrel here. I'm going to cut. Just like that. Roll it over. And I gave myself just a little bit of wiggle room on the end down there. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually cut around the front sight ramp up here. I'm going to go in and just cut straight back. Alright, just like that, all the way out to the end, just like that. Alright, now I can pick this piece up because I had a little wrinkle right here, so now I can pick this piece up here and fix it and lay it back down the way it should be, with no wrinkle in it. just like that. Do the same thing on this side. I'm going to take this piece, pick it up, get all my wrinkles out. Then I'm going to go up the side just like that and go around it. Okay, now I can lay that down on either side, just like that, and then I'm going to cut the back of it out. Okay, and now I got the front side is exposed, so that's the way I want it, you know what I mean, so I don't want it camouflaged, because you never know when your red dot may go out one day and you have to take it off and actually use the bead side. So. Okay, there we go. Now we can turn it over and start. Pull it apart right here. And it's just like doing every other part, you know, you're gonna go halfway over, or a little over halfway, and then take your other side and overlap. I'm fixing to go ahead and cut around the 4M piece here. Alright, now I can lay that in just like that. And then I'll come back and heat that piece up there. I'll go ahead and finish wrapping this all the way around. Even if I'm gonna have to pull this back just a little bit. I got it a little too far up on the sides. Alright, now I'll start working this down. I know the first time I watched one of those, the other videos, like corporate videos of how to put this stuff on, buddy, they don't really, they look like they do it in like 10-15 minutes and it's over with. But it's a totally different ball game when you're doing it for yourself. Looks good so far. Get that one little wrinkle out right there. And a little hiccup right there. Alright. This one actually went on a lot easier than they normally do, to be honest. Oh. There. I lost my razor now. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing on this side, cut straight up. A little piece there for the fore end. And then I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to take it and just fold it over just a tad bit, and then I'm going to cut it off. this is one of those pieces that, you know, you're never going to see anyway, because it's going to be covered by the fore end. Cut that piece off, just like that. Alright, now we're going to start wrapping this side. Since the other side went on kind of almost like just a little bit over halfway, but for the majority, most part, it did go on halfway. This is the side that I'm actually going to trim. So I'm going to work this one all the way down, and I can feel where the other side is right here while I'm working it, so I know I have more than enough material that I can cut a good majority of this off. And like I said, this is where if I had a vent rib, you'll see here that, you know, I mean, you got enough material if you wanted to go down the top of the vent rib, just to give it just a little added camo. Get up there. I'm really surprised at this. I didn't have to heat it. I really didn't have to do anything. And most time on the barrels, you got to heat it a pretty good bit. But now I'm going to run down and go ahead and cut this excess off. And what I'm actually going to do is, because there's so much right here that I can do it with, I'm going to start right here and start cutting back. You have to bear with me, I'm left-handed. Alright, we're going to peel that up. Just like that. Didn't quite get through it, so I'm going to run down that line one more time since I can see it. Like I said, this stuff, it dulls the tip of these hobby knives quickly. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. I'll go down a little bit further. And there it is. And then, like I said, if I had a vent rib barrel, you know, you usually get a lot to work with. But since I don't have one, I don't have to worry about it. I'm going to do the same thing right here. I'm going to start from this side and work my way to the back. And I know I'm going to have to peel it up just a little bit right there because there's a few wrinkles, but I want to go ahead and trim this so I can lay it like I want to. Okay. And there's that. what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to take this and lay it down get all the wrinkles out, and then lay it down and cut it right here where it starts to go into the where it mounts to the receiver. I'm going to cut it straight across. And you got to be careful when you're doing this too, and you know, be careful that you don't press too hard and scratch your gun. Alright, so now I'm going to take this piece in just a minute and lay it over this end piece right here. But I wanted to get this down and get it flat. Just like that. Okay. Alrighty. Now I'm going to take this piece and lay it in right where that mount is. Push it into right there and just wrap it around to the bottom. And then follow the actual contour of the barrel and cut off my excess. Put that piece on there. Trim this around the chamber there. And stick it down good. And that side, for the most part, looks pretty good. Still not finished with the end down there. I'm gonna finish it up. We're gonna go to this side now and do the same thing we did on the other side. I'm going to cut it right there. Just like that. I'm going to take this piece and square it up just, well, I don't really have to, I guess. I could. Don't like how that one works, so I'm going to take another piece that's a little bit longer or wider, and for the back part, this piece right here maybe will work. No, still a little short, but we got a lot of extra pieces. We even have this big piece here that, you know, I mean, I'm probably going to end up using it anyway. Yeah, I'll just take it and cut it out and use it. Give me a rough measurement here, because I'm not going to put this on anything else but the scoping. I already have more than enough to do the red dot sight, so cut that. Yep. Alright. I'm actually going to cut that closer too, so. Now, I just press all this in that I just cut to even it out. I got a little piece on the top that I got to get rid of right here. Just going right up underneath that scope rail. Pick that up and get it off. Perfect line right there. And now, when it comes to the ends of these, like I said, I usually leave just a little bit on either side of the barrel, but you don't have to. I mean, you can cut it however you want to. I just take it and cut it just as close as I can, and then I'll wrap it and kind of lip it just a little bit. Alright, now we got this one little piece here in front of the scope rail, or scope base. I don't know why I keep saying scope rail. And there it is. Now we're going to go around that barrel, and I'm going to trim. When I cut, I'm going to cut away at this angle here all the way around, and then I can take that little bit of material that's left and just kind of push it over, and then when you screw your choke on, it compresses it down onto the end of the barrel. It's just one of the things I like to do. You don't have to do it this way. I just like doing it. Gives it more of a, to me it gives it more of a clean look. Whip it around. Just like that. Make sure we got all the lines and stuff out of it, and I think we're pretty good to go. I'm gonna have to scab in one little piece where I cut a little bit too much off the end down here, right there, but I'm gonna do that later. And now I'm gonna put it back together. And there's our finished product right there. I think it came out pretty good. I like it. I'm gonna wrap my red dot and finish up the gun, and that's all there is to it. Action works great. Doesn't impede the action at all. I can still break it down and do whatever I need to do, work on the gun at any time or whatever. I mean, there's nothing that, you know, obscures the gun or anything like that. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, or this video series I should say. Please hit that thumbs up button for me, like and subscribe. We're gonna have a lot more videos coming on different things. I'm gonna do reviews and a lot of gonna probably have a lot of fishing videos coming up, since hunting season's pretty much gone unless we do some hog hunting. But anyway, I appreciate you watching the video, and leave a comment in the comment section below if you've ever done this and what gun you've done it on. And you can actually go over to my Instagram page, bowhunt220, and send me a picture of it. Send me a picture on Instagram of what gun, rifle, pistol, or whatever that you've wrapped. But we'll see you on the next one, guys. I appreciate it.